Welcome to the Leaders Studio. We're glad you came back to be with us. This is the month of October. Thanks for coming in Frontline again. This month at the Leaders Studio, we have with us a very special guest, one of our leaders here at Community Christian, who's actually on staff but is changing positions, and we wanted you to know about that. In fact, it's what we're talking about this month. Our new campus pastor, Bill Kaufman. So, Bill, start out by telling the leaders where were you born? When did that happen, and where?
When did that happen?
When did that happen? You were hatched.
I was born in Akron, Ohio, as a little baby, and I grew up.
Born as a little
I was
baby.
born as a baby.
Unique.
I started as a baby and continued from there. No, I was born there and quickly moved to down to Florida. I grew up down there, and then went to high school up in Pennsylvania and went to college in Kentucky at Asbury.
So then at some point you went to Asbury University.
Asbury
College,
right.
not
Yeah.
university.
That's
No,
true.
It's much lower than that.
Yes, small.
So you went there, and what did you major in?
Broadcast communications.
Broadcast communications. And what did you do when you graduated?
While I was still in college, I went ahead and did a bunch of freelance stuff for ABC Sports and ESPN and all the major sporting events, and then I continued to do that for about
Like
a year.
a dream job for every guy.
It was, and then I did that until I got married. I said I wasn't going to travel when I got married, so I kept doing it until I got married, and then once I got married, I took a job at CNN and moved to Atlanta.
All right. So at some point you got hitched to the lovely Dawn.
Yes.
Where did you meet Dawn?
We met at Asbury, matter of fact. We were in college together, and so near our senior year, we started dating, and we went a couple years dating while I was traveling around the country doing sporting events, and then after about 2 years of that, we decided to get married.
At CNN, at some point you leave CNN, and where do you go?
Yeah, while I was at CNN, I was there for 8 years, and while I was there, I was at another church just attending, and I started working with their youth ministry a lot, and felt the real calling in my life to get into ministry, and I pretty much bailed on CNN, left everything, and went to come to Coweta County to help start a church down here and do youth ministry here. Some things happened there, and I left there, and I went to the local Times-Herald and did a TV show there for a while. And
Okay, the famous Alex McRae show.
where I met Andrew Marshall, who's been helping us a lot.
The world famous
Yes,
Alex McRae show.
yes, it was a lot of fun.
So at some point in that, then you came sniffing around Community Christian because you knew somebody here.
Right, yeah. While I was at the Times-Herald, and before that, when I was a youth pastor, I kind of helped organize a group of youth pastors that all different denominations, all different churches around the county, we would meet once a week at different coffee shops or whatever. And after we did that for about a year, I was finally able to get Jason Collins to show up. And it took us a while to get him, and he started coming.
Because he works for a hard boss.
Yeah.
Would not give him the time.
And we finally got together, and we kind of clicked, and we became pretty good friends. And then my church thing kind of fell apart. My job, I was kind of was working at the paper, and I said, where can we go to church now? And I told Dawn, I said, I know Jason. Why don't we go visit his church? And we came to visit.
So at some point in the youth ministry, and you led small groups, and so you're serving around here, and then we came to you and approached you back with what you had been trained to do to come and help us with video stuff.
Yeah, I remember that was a very odd call. I barely knew Mike Parker at all. I never really had met him, and then I guess you or Mike, one of you guys called me and asked me to come into your office and meet you and Mike, and you guys presented me with this job, and I remember not honestly sure if I was even going to take it because I wanted to see how serious the church was about video.
Back in January, you're sitting in a staff meeting with everybody else. I come in, first staff meeting of the year, and I say, I've come to the realization after struggling a lot with God that it's time for us to build a building and we need to go to a multi-site venue. And I said, everybody needs to begin to pray. Who's going to be the campus pastor? What's your thought when you remember that?
Oh yeah, very much so. I certainly didn't think of me being a campus pastor. The first thing I thought of was how exciting it was. I mean, we talked about it. I couldn't understand the excitement I had for it. I was certainly very intrigued by multi-site, and I did a lot of research on it. And I could see that it could really work. I could see that there was work for a lot of different reasons, and it was working elsewhere. And then we started talking about us trying it, and I could see that it worked. So,
I could see, just from my experience, I could see when you and I would talk about it, we'd talk in staff meeting, you were by far the most fired up about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, because I think I saw the potential of it, that it really could work really well for reaching people, but also just for giving people tons of new places to serve.
Yep.
And I was excited about that.
So at some point, I come to you, and the management team's been praying about it. The elders have been talking about it. I come to you and I say, hey, Bill, I want you to consider, along with your other responsibilities, and continuing to lead them to also become our campus pastor, which will be a shifting of roles when that takes place. And you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, again, you know, the vision that I had for it and was there, and I said, you know what, if you guys want me to do it, I trust you guys. And then as soon as we started to get into it, I could see that it was really tailor-made for me to do it.
Yeah. Why do you think that?
Because, and the people who know me and my team stuff can tell you, I love building teams. I love working with people. I have more excitement if somebody else learn how to give their skill and get what the giftings that God gave them and do that. And the coolest thing is for me, for being a campus pastor, is I don't really have to preach,
Yeah.
but I can do all the stuff of pastoring that I love doing.
Let me give you just a shot, and they're going to hear me talk about this. And take a second and just tell them what you think multi-site's going to give us the opportunity to do.
Sure. I mean, multi-site, it's this whole new thing. I'm sure for most of you watching this, you guys have never even heard of this. We know that after seeing it all around the country, it works really well. We also know that from Easter, it was incredible for our service. I know we froze to death out there, but the people who were there could see that through video. It was just the same as what you guys see in a normal Sunday morning. So what it's going to give us is lots of extra room, be it 100 or however many seats of people that leave this campus here and go to the new campus, they'll leave those empty seats. But also, like I said earlier, it would give lots of serving opportunities. We've been talking about replication for a year almost, and if we replicate right, that gives us lots of more opportunities for people to serve there. And the other, one of the biggest things for me is we talk about the 60,000 is no matter where we end up with this location, we've talked about lots of places. The people who live 30 minutes away, they might come and visit us, and they might even come on a regular Sunday, but it's very hard to get connected really well 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
But if you're 10 minutes away, you can get really well connected.
And we know new churches, even new venues, reach people quicker than established.
Oh yeah, because there's an excitement.
There's
There's people love to be part of that and love to help it get started. And I'm excited about reaching a whole new area of the county that we really have dabbled at, but we haven't really had to have an established place at. And so we're going to try to do that. So
We are confident, the elders are confident, the management team's confident, Bill's the guy. And you're going to get to hear him a lot more. You've already been doing that to some degree as you watched him learn to do the welcomes on a Sunday morning and get to do that. And you're going to hear more about that in the upcoming Chapter 2 campaign. It's going to all be about the 60,000 and how we can reach them. Bill's a big part of that. So let's end with our same 3 questions, if I can remember what they are. And the tape doesn't end like it did last month. Bill, if you had $1 million and you could do anything with it, what would you do?
So the church answer would be to give a lot of it away, and I feel very much that we would do that. Besides the giving it away part, wow, I don't know. I would do something for our kids. I mean, it would be, and Don and I love to travel, so we'd probably go somewhere.
All right. When you get to heaven, what do you hope to hear God say?
You did a really good job. You did what I called you to do.
Awesome. And the final one is, what's your favorite curse word?
Well, I was going to say, you
don't really have one.
What I, I'll say things to my kids I don't want to repeat, so sometimes I'll say things like, silly goose. And my kids sometimes will repeat that. I'm always worried that...
I say silly goose, too. That's,
there you go.
That's a big one for me. I've never said anything worse than that.
That's really...
And you all believe that. Thanks for coming to the Leaders